But the problem is most of the students are using these words already, around approximately. So these words have become sort of obsolete. That means old. So how do we write it in a bit advanced way? Hello guys, in this video we're going to talk about 4 essential steps to band 7 for writing task 1. We'll talk about specific verbs, precision markers, sentence structure, and complex sentences. So in this video particularly we'll talk about specific verbs and precision markers. And in another video we'll talk about sentence structures and complex sentences. So let's go to specific verbs first. Here we have some specific verbs, but before that let's look at this graph. So whenever you see a question, it is of utmost importance that you observe the graph, you observe the map or diagram what's given, and you understand each and every aspect, each and every category of the map or of the graph. Now here we have a blue line and an orange line. Blue stands for date 2010 and orange stands for 2020. And this is about Bhaktapur. These lines represent Kathmandu and these lines represent Lalitpur. These are 3 districts of Nepal. Kathmandu is the capital of Nepal, but you do not need to know this. And these numbers 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, these are population in lakhs. That means it is 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs, 20 lakhs. So you can see that in case of Bhaktapur, in 2010, the population was 5 lakhs, right? And in case of 2020, it was, let's say it's between 5 and 10. We cannot say it's 5. Here you have a line here. It's above the line, so it may be 6 lakhs, right? So how do we write this? That is the issue. And we need to use verbs like stood at, comprised, constituted. There are some other verbs also, but in this class, I'll talk about these 3 verbs. First of all, let's see how do we write. The population of Bhaktapur in 2010 was 5 lakhs. Now we use the word was, were, is, are, right? So these are common helping verbs that does not actually help in IELTS. That's the problem. But we are not in a problem anymore because we are going to switch the verb with these verbs. See, we can see the population of Bhaktapur in 2010 comprised 5 lakhs. The population of Bhaktapur in 2010 constituted 5 lakhs. Or you can even use the verb stood at. The population of Bhaktapur in 2010 stood at 5 lakhs, right? So you can simply switch these words with these ones, and stood at has one exception, and that is you can only use the word stood at while you talk about the initial point. For example, while talking about this blue line, this is the initial point here because it's about 2010 and it's about 2020. In Kathmandu, this blue line is the initial point, and in Lalitpur, this 10 lakhs part, this 10 lakhs, this is the initial point. So while talking about the initial data, only you can use stood at, but comprised and constituted can be used anywhere. Now let's see the same thing in another line graph. This is a line graph. This is about number of tourists in thousands. So these numbers are in thousands. This one represents Pokhara, this one represents Kathmandu, and this one represents Dharam. So how do we write? Let's see one example. The number of tourists in Kathmandu comprised 15,000 in 2005. Where is Kathmandu? Yes, here. In 2005, it comprised 15,000. Now you are not going to use the word was, where, okay? These verbs do not help you to achieve greater band scores. You need to use advanced words if you can use it. Let's get back here. Now I will teach you to use the same verb in another case. Let's see the same sentence in a bit expanded way, in a complex sentence. The population of Bhaktapur in 2010 stood at 5 lakhs, which increased nominally in 2020, reaching about 6 lakhs. Right? So I see that most of the students overuse this word reaching about 6 lakhs. So we have already learned words like comprised, constituted. So why do we need to use this word reaching again? We don't need to. So how can we write the same thing in a different way? The population of Bhaktapur in 2010 comprised 5 lakhs, which increased nominally in 2020, constituting about 6 lakhs. Or you can say comprising about 6 lakhs. But you have already used the word comprised here. That's why we are not going to repeat the same word again. We're going to try another word. Let's see another example. Okay, So here we have the same thing, and we have a word about. So what is this word? What does this word refer to? Is it a verb? No, it is not a verb. What is it? It is a precision marker. So what is a precision marker? This is very important. I don't see most of the students knowing about it. Precision markers are the markers that actually mark the precision status of the data. Is it precisely 5 lakhs or is it around 5 lakhs? You need to tell that. For example, in this case, if you say that the population of Bhaktapur comprised 5 lakhs, then it will be a mistake because it is more than 5 lakhs, right? So you can say comprised around 5 lakhs. That means 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs, 6 lakhs. It's around 5 lakhs, somewhere in 5 lakhs. So you need to use these words about, around, approximately. But the problem is most of the students are using these words already, about, around, approximately. So these words have become sort of obsolete. That means old. So how do we write it in a bit advanced way? Okay, so here's a subscribe button for a reminder for you guys to subscribe and motivate me to create contents like this. If you like these contents, then yes, you can simply hit a like button as well. Okay, now let's see. Constituting about 6 lakhs. Now we don't want to use the word about. So what do? We first of all, let's see the data. Here we are. See, it's just above 5 lakhs, right? It's not very above 5 lakhs. It's just above 5 lakhs. So what do we say? Constituting just over 5 lakhs. So here I made a mistake. Just over, it's 5 lakhs, not 6 lakhs. I just copied and pasted it here. That's why the mistake happened. So this is just over 5 lakhs. Okay, this is not 6 lakhs. This is just over 5 lakhs. In this case, you can see it is just over 15 lakhs. Okay, and quite the opposite. If it is just under 5 lakhs, then you can write it's just under 5 lakhs or just below 5 lakhs. And if you say that it is more than just over, let's say this point is here. So at this time, you can say it is well over 15 lakhs. Let's say that this data is here, the line is here, and you can say it's well over 5 lakhs. But in this case, it's just over 5 lakhs, right? Can you see it? Yes, good. Now let's do one last example. Here we are. So here it's written, the population of Kathmandu in 2010 comprised around 10 lakhs, right? See, it's around 10 lakhs, which experienced a gradual increase in 2020, constituting just above 15 lakhs. Here we have just above 15 lakhs. Now, what is this gradual increase? See, this is called a language of change. In this case, you are comparing two populations of Bhaktapur, right? So you need to use language of change, whether it has increased or decreased or remained constant. In this case, you need to use language of change. But there are some questions where students should not use language of change. And this is the point where most of the students make mistakes. They use language of change in all sorts of questions in writing task 1 and get low band score. So if you want me to make a video on language of change and give you different vocabularies regarding language of change, then I need to know that you want it. So how do I know? By simply commenting below the video. You can let me know that you want the video regarding this topic, right? It's a very simple process. Now, you might be questioning, why didn't I use just below 10,000 here? I'm just teaching you to write just below and just above, but I used the word around. Why did I do it? Because see, the rule of IELTS writing task is do not overdo anything. It's not just about words. It's also about sentence structure. It's also about language of change, and it's also about precision markers. So you should not overdo it. Just above, just under, in the same sentence, you are using the same style of writing. So that will not be entertained by the IELTS examiner. Okay, he will not entertain that, or she will not entertain that. So I just tried to create a variety of styles. That's why I use the word around here and I use the word just above here. Let's summarize about precision markers. Here we have exactly, precisely. So see, if you see any data exactly, for example, it's exactly 5 lakhs. Here in Lalitpur, you can see in 2020, it comprised exactly 5 lakhs, right? So in this case, you can use the word exactly or precisely. But if it is not exactly or precisely, then you can use words like around, about, approximately. Make sure that you use the correct spelling. Just under or just below, it has the same meaning. Just above or just over, it has the same meaning. So what did we learn from this video? We learned about specific verbs. You need to use advanced verbs, and you need to show your examiner that you have sufficient range of vocabulary. You need to use precision markers because it also shows sufficiency of vocabulary range, and in your vocabulary parameter it also talks about precision, so it also shows this precision. Okay, that's why you need to use precision markers. If you do not know about band descriptors, then let me know, I'll make a video on it. And the third thing that you learned is you need to grab the opportunity, because there are lots and lots of free stuffs on the internet. Yeah, you can go to myjawaf.com and you can get this beautiful academic book for free. It consists of only say 57 pages, and it consists all the information about speaking part 1 and also some grammatical rules. Talks about subordinating clause, conditional sentences in a very easy word without the use of technicalities. So it will be very helpful for you, and the best thing is it's completely free. Let's do this much for this class. We will meet in another class. Thank you.